Okay, this is question 5 on the higher non-calculator paper. Alright, first things first, read the question and get all the key information. The question indicates, or as it reads, you can work out the amount of medicine, C milliliters, to give to a child by using this formula. So they've given you this formula here, and they said that M is the age of the child, A is the adult dose. So if you look in the formula, you've got C equal to MA over 150. That means M times A over, or divided by 150. I'm going to write that down at the side. Here, this means M times A, and then divide by 150. Okay, so we need to do that. Let's just read the rest of the question. A child is 30 months old. Now, if I go back here, M is the age of the child in months. So M is 30, and an adult's dose is 40 milliliters. So, looking at this question, M is 30 months, and A is 40 milliliters. Alright, going forward from here, the question says, work out the amount of medicine you can give to the child. Now, work out the amount of medicine you can give to the child. So that basically means you need to work out C, the amount of medicine you can give to a child who is 30 months old, and the equivalent adult dose is 40 milliliters. So you need to work out C. M in the formula is 30 times A, which is 40, and all of that you're going to divide by 150. Okay, so you need to break this down and work it out. 30 times 40, well, I'm going to do 3 times 4 is 12, and there are 2 zeros in that calculation, so it's 1200, and I'm going to divide that by 150. Now, there's several ways you could do this. However, I'm hoping that you all are okay enough if you could simplify that, if you treat it like a fraction. Because there's a 0 at each end, you can knock off a 0, and you could simplify that to 120 divided by 15. Now, 120 divided by 15. How do you do that? Either you work up in your 15 times tables, and you see how many 15s make 120. You could either simplify this even some more, so treat it like a fraction. Think about the numbers that could go into each. So how many 15s, or what number goes into 15 and 120? I could divide both of them by 5. I could divide that by 5. And I could divide that by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. What's 120 divided by 5? Well, I could use my bus stop method on the side here. 120 divided by 5. 120 divided by 5. 5 goes into 1, none, can't do. 5 into 12 is 2, and the remainder is 2. 5 into 20 is 4. So 5 goes into 120 24 times. Now this makes the calculation a lot easier, because you could just see how many times does 3 go into 24, and if you know your 3 times tables, you work all the way up. 3 times 8 is 24, so 3 goes into 24 8 times. So the answer to this, the value of C, is going to be 8 milliliters. And if I just lift this up to show the section for the answer, I need to just write 8 in there. And that's it. This is a pretty straightforward question. A large part of this was on the foundation paper as well. You need to make sure you get all the marks. This is question 5, 2 easy marks. Make sure you get them.